everyone. Welcome to the Femme Tell All podcast. My name is Madison Bellissimo.
And I'm Ruth Devereaux.
And today we are Devereaux. And today we are covering how to not overextend yourself during the holiday season.
Yes.
Financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually.
All of those things.
Slappily. We are trying to avoid burnout.
Yes. Not even just burnout. I think it's so easy to like spend too much money during these times. We all want to give to our loved ones. We want to like buy house gifts like when people are like invite us over.
Yeah.
We want to like bring food. We want to bring presents. We want to make people feel good. But the long-term effects, if you do that after we get through the holidays, is you might regret that. And it might put you in a bad place going into the new year, which we don't want.
Yeah.
Emotionally, we want to give all of our time to everybody during the holidays. We get invited to multiple things and you want to say yes to everybody, but like allowing yourself to say like, I already have plans.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I have other things, other obligations, so on and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you feel like, Ruth, personally, you experience the most like post-holiday like regret of like, oh, I overextended myself this way? How do you think you overextend yourself?
I think it'd be spending money for sure.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten better about it throughout the years. Like I don't feel the pressure to have to just buy tons of gifts. I genuinely don't feel like the people that are closest to you feel like that shows love.
Not at all.
I don't think that you should feel obligated to do so. I think that if you're like in a position where you can, great, lovely, amazing.
Yeah.
If you can't, I think anybody would understand that just because it's the holidays, you're not like obligated, and that doesn't speak about how you feel about them. It's more so what you're able to do and get creative, like make things. Like,
yeah, totally. There's so many DIY things or like even experiences that you can do with your loved ones that you're like, hey, let's do a movie night in and like, let's make candles, which we need to do. We keep saying we're going to do it.
We'll make videos of it.
Yeah. But like something like that where it's an experience. And I understand that gift giving, or like maybe the recipients of the gifts may have different tastes. Maybe some people are like, I don't want an experience. I want a Gucci purse. And to that, I just tell you, you're shit out of luck. I don't know.
Find new friends.
I don't know what to tell you as far as I'm no expert. But I don't know what to tell you as far as doing that. But thankfully, the people in my life, I feel like really love the experiences.
I think that you give like a box of cookies every year, and that to me like means so much. For one, I love her baking is phenomenal. Like it's like we went to Paris and picked up the whatever
a pâtissière.
Yeah, it is a huge gift. Like I look forward to it every year. And then also I don't know what she's going to make. I also know she put time and effort into it of getting the ingredients, making the food, packaging it, like everything that you put into that. That to me means way more than anything like you could like a physical gift to buy.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it is time and money and you know, but it to me it's like priceless for sure. I love doing it for the people I love, and I usually, if I have enough time and space, I write a note with it. You know, I give you a little holiday note. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better, in my opinion, than like cooking for your loved ones. But that's because I'm a sappy little, you know, I don't know, elf. I'm like, ooh, let me bake brownies and cookies and give them to my friends. But that is, you know, that I'm glad to hear that means so much to you, because I get worried, you know, if I had all the money in the world, of course I'd be on all of my people.
Absolutely.
But I think like that's not realistic. And it's also not the way to show necessarily that you love them. Like I think specific gifts, I think
it is time too, though. Like I think some of my favorite memories with you are just us like sitting at home, like watching a show and making like a little like food together, like whatever that is. Like I enjoy that so much more than anything else. And so if you can't give gifts, if you have more time to give that to your loved ones.
Totally.
But even within that, like setting boundaries, like recognize who deserves it.
Ooh. She said it and I co-sign it.
Recognize who would also appreciate it. Like it's not even like the people that really like appreciate your presence deserve your presence.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And they're, to your point that you made earlier, sometimes we get invited to so many things and you want to go to everything. You want to see those friends that you don't see every now and then, that you only really see during the holidays. And to that, I'll say, like, You just need to gauge what's worth your time. There's been plenty of times where I'm like, I'm trying to, if you can be a superstar and hit every event, oh my God, hats off to you. I try to do it every year.
What energy drink are you drinking?
Yeah. Not 3 coffees, 5 coffees. But Ruth just revealed to me today that she drank 5 coffees today. I was like, hello. So that's a sidebar. I would be in the ground right now. But yeah, as far, what are you doing? Yeah. What kind of magical dust are you on?
Exactly.
And I love that you're devoted to your friends that much, but sometimes we need to be devoted to ourselves in our time too, especially during the holidays. There's so much that is, even though it's so lovely and it's usually a jolly time and there's a lot of sentiment in the air and nostalgia, there's also, this is a really tough time for a lot of people. Whether they're missing family members. Yeah. I mean, let alone politically and the climate and like
economically.
Yes, it's so scary. There, you know, life is really scary right now. Yeah. But the holidays kind of sometimes mask that and sometimes really highlight that, those struggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think you really need to check in with yourself and be, you know, a lot of people who have a hard time during the holidays and
check in with friends too that don't have family or maybe struggling in certain ways. Like, just make sure to do those check-ins as well, because these can be really hard for people in feeling alone, feeling like separated, like whatever that might be. If you have any friends that like recently lost somebody, these can be really hard times for them as well.
Yeah, it's their first Christmas, their first Hanukkah, their first Kwanzaa without their person, and they're like, they feel pretty lost, and I get that. I think we need to be really diligent about that, but then you have to also do the same temperature check for yourself. Yeah, you have to go like, I'm on my 5th party this week. I've gotten accumulatively like 20 hours of sleep. Yeah. I need to sleep more. Yes. I need to feed myself. I need, you know, and there are some hierarchy of needs. And I think obviously you want to spread that holiday cheer. You do.
We do. And you do within reason, right? Like I think that spreading the holiday cheer, as long as it doesn't deplete you in a way that you're left wanting, because you want to enjoy your holidays as well. It's not just about making everybody else happy.
Totally.
I have a question for you.
Ooh.
I know you don't like have this problem, but I think a lot of people struggle with family relationships during this time and being put into awkward situations or into hard scenarios around people that maybe aren't great for them or whatever. Like, how would you suggest people handle that?
I mean, thank you for giving me that question, especially because I'm someone that doesn't, you know, it puts it into perspective for me. And again, I'm so grateful for my family. I
Save
saw
that for the end.
Yeah. Right? What I would say is I saw something the other day, again, on TikTok that was like, go on as many walks as you need at your family gathering. And I was like, that is fucking facts. Like, if you need to be like, peace and love, I'm going to go on a really quick neighborhood walk, do it. Like, I think that is one simple way. I'm going to get into the bigger things as well. But I think one simple way of like taking yourself out of that environment and being like, it's a lot of it, in my understanding, not only from my own family, but from others that I know, it's like a lot of hostility typically. And it's a lot of anger. It's a lot of just like drama, unnecessary drama. And so sometimes you really need to physically remove yourself from that. And even if it's for a 10-minute walk, like I think that night and day, like, and then you get your endorphins going, and then you're like, oh, and you can appreciate the things on the walk. Like maybe even do that anxiety exercise where you're like, I see 5 things on my walk, and then 4 things that I can touch, 3 things I can taste, you know, like things like that. Really highly recommend that for yourself, and, you know, giving yourself a break too. Because it doesn't even need to be necessarily like, improving for you. It doesn't need to be like, well, and you learned something from it. Like if you just need a break, you literally need a time out, walk away. Like I think you can do that. I think with family dynamics, it's so hard. It's tough, but I think stand up for yourself. I am a big advocate for standing up for yourself. And my family's like, girl, we know. You're the most outspoken out of the bunch. I know. And that's why I have my sanity. But yeah, I think I'm a big advocate for that. I think you, within reason, are able to speak up for yourself and what you deserve and how people should talk to you. And you can do that. Like, I know that there's a lot of things that are conditioned in us as children that, you know, your parents always talk to you like this. They always boss you around like this, or your sibling always gives you shit about this. And you can be like, hey, no more. Yeah. I don't deal with that anymore. Yeah. Like, I don't like it when you talk to me like that, or I don't feel respected. I don't feel communicated with when you say something passive aggressive while I'm in the room. Like, I think you can absolutely stick up for yourself and try to communicate and try and make that environment a better one. And then I would also say there's plenty of times where I, you know, am like, oh, I can't believe my dad just said that, you know, or I'm like, oh God, the anger is filling with me. And then at night, my perfect dad, never, you know, but it happens. It happens with all of us. And, you know, and I think, honestly, not to be like woo-woo about it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm so thankful that they're there. And I'm so thankful that I do have a relationship with them. And sometimes taking stock of that, of like, even if they fucking frustrate you and they like rub you the wrong way,
you still love them.
Yeah. And I think, like, if you're able to end that sentence with, and I still love them, then I think it would be to your benefit to be like, what are 5 things I love about my dad or my sister, you know, and think about those things. Yeah, no, like, you don't have to say them out loud. You don't have to give them the credit. Sometimes it's like, over my dead body would I tell my brother that he does this, you know? But I think you can do that, and it really puts things into perspective for you. And you go like, that's why I'm still around. That's why I still come home for Christmas, is because, and focus on the things that make you happy. If you like watching like all the Hallmark movies with your mom, fucking do it. Yeah. Trust me. I'm like, if my sister is giving me and my mom shit about watching The Holiday for the 3rd time, I'm like, I'm watching The Holiday again. I want to watch it. Nancy Myers is my president. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And then you got to do it. You got to give yourself the simple joys during the holidays.
Absolutely,
you know?
Yeah, I love that statement, the simple joys. I think that's very important throughout the holidays, like allowing those times and the moments to like have like a cup of like holiday like drink of whatever that is. Like what's a holiday drink? I can't even think of one right now.
A hot chocolate. A hot chocolate would be great. An apple cider, you know, hot toddy.
Yeah, hot toddy. I do want to add on a little bit about the family, because I do think that if you, like she said, if you end it with like, I love these people, then that's great. I think if you do have toxic family members, it's okay to either limit your time that you're spending with them, or also create boundaries and say like, I love you, happy holidays, but I'm not going to spend time with you.
Yeah, I'm choosing peace this year. Yeah. No, my friend actually just told me the other day, we laughed, we shared a good laugh, but it was mostly a sad statement. Their therapist had said to them, like, why do you still have a relationship with your dad? And I was like, whoa, that's fair. You know, like, you know, sometimes like it seems, I think we've all been ingrained of like, you don't ever tell the person, or like, don't ever cut off these people. They're your blood, you know, but that's where I think you can choose your family, and you can choose the people in your life. And if they're truly to a detriment of your own, you know, livelihood, your peace, your happiness, you're allowed to remove them from your life. And I think the holidays are no exception to that rule. You know,
not. And the same with friends too. I think that we come back to who you're giving your time to. A lot of people are going to ask you over. A lot of people might even guilt you into saying like, oh, well, I'm doing this. Like, I never see you, da, da, da. It's okay still during this time to go like, I'm sorry, I'm busy, or I just don't want to.
Yeah. Like, and honestly, for those people that you can't see, like, talk about doing something sentimental or something. I think it would go so much further. Like, if I had a friend that I couldn't see during the holidays, and, you know, we were playing like phone tag or whatever, but they gave me like, they dropped off a cute note at my house or something like that. That was just like, hey, I know I didn't get to see you this holiday season, but I love you. I hope you have fun be safe. That would mean so much to me. And that's literally maybe $5 for the card and the envelope and just your time, the gas getting to their place and back.
Like, that's so cute. And I love handwritten notes too. I feel like it's such a lost art.
Such a lost art.
Nobody does that anymore.
Or a postcard. You could do that. Postcards are so cheap to send, and they're so nice. And you don't have to write them a whole novel. You know, you can just be like, hey, thinking about you. I hope you have a good holiday season.
I think people appreciate that even more. Like, because so often we're just about like the throwing money at things versus like the time time, like being a currency as well. And like, I think people feel that more because it stands out differently.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you pointed out time being a currency because I think that's what always, to me, that registers the loudest for me.
Agree.
Instead of someone spending a lot of money on me, I'm like, whoa, even though I do appreciate that. And it's clocked. By no means am I like frivolous with it. But there is something about someone taking the time to be considerate and like showing their respect and love and adoration for you. It's like, oh, that means so much. I got a gift recently from my friend Andrew, and it was so sweet. During my birthday, I had told him that I wanted to find my new scent. I was like, I want to find my new perfume, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I got you something for your birthday. It's little, because we had celebrated, out of it. But he was like, I wanted to get you something, tangible. And he got me a bunch of perfume samples from all these places. And he was like, I'm sorry, I know, like, I didn't spend a lot of money on. And I was like, that is so considerate and so sweet.
That is so sweet.
I know. And I was like, I wouldn't have done that. Like, I'm talking out loud saying to my friends, I want to go perfume shopping. I want to do this. And I was like, it was something that I had said to him, mentioned once. He was like, yeah, totally. He clocked that. He was like, what can I do for her? And like, again, didn't spend like the money. I know you're getting emotional.
So sweet.
My Ruthie is getting emotional. I know Andrew's the best. Yeah. But I was like, are you kidding me? That is so considerate. And the fact that he even felt even a little sheepish of like, I don't know if this is a good gift. I was like, this is an incredible gift. This is so considerate. That's
so heartfelt.
And it was also like beneficial to me too. Cause I'm like, now I can try out some scents. Like it was like all of the markers of like love, care, respect, I was just like, ugh. And time, like he took the time to be like, oh, I'm going to do something that I think will benefit her, and something that she's thinking about.
Yeah.
And that meant so much more to me than someone just like buying me a perfume or something like that. That they just like, if he would have just went and got an expensive perfume to get me an expensive perfume, I'd have been like, holy shit, why are you spending that much money on me? You don't need to do that. But then I would also been like, it would have been so generous, but there's so much more in this. It's different because
it's like he remembered you saying it.
Mm-hmm.
He took the time and like, first of all, he was also creative.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anybody doing that.
I know.
So it's the thought that went into it, the time to go to each place and get that, and then to package it up and then give it to you. Like that's like there's
so
5 steps there. Like,
I know.
That's a lot.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what do you mean this gift is not? I was like, this gift is amazing. I know he's such a good person. Yeah. No, it's a good idea.
It's such a good idea.
Like, you can think about that. Like if someone was like, even if your friend is moving into a new place, right? And they bought their first house and say, you're like, I can't afford like a huge housewarming gift or something like that. Go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, go get a bunch of paint samples, a little tile samples,
so cute.
Do a whole like little thing and
like
be like
a little basket or something. That is so cute.
And bring it to them.
Yeah.
I just thought of this because of it. I'm like, we're all creating together. We're in the kitchen creating. And I'm like, that would be so considerate and be like, hey.
That saves them time too.
And you bring a bottle of wine or something and you're like, hey, I'm going to go through these 3 catalogs of paint samples with you. Hello? I would be like, marry me. That would be so sweet.
That's so sweet.
Like that. And that, again, how much money does that cost? You can get a $2 chuck at Trader Joe's wine.
And you're still going to this in one place too, but you're just compiling something and it's just the thought and something they don't have to do now.
You're taking a burden off of their.
I love that. I love
That's a way to give a gift. Take a burden off my plate.
Or even like I was thinking,
I'm like, I love that.
I was even thinking too, like even in just bringing multiple groups of friends together, this could be a time to do that. So then you're not being spread out to multiple different events.
Yeah.
Do like hold like a little like potluck at your house.
Potlucks,
or like
White Elephant, Secret Santa. Those are those go so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're so sweet.
They're super sweet. Or you could even do like a sock stuffing like get together where everybody brings like one item and like you make like a little like.
I love that.
Yeah.
I actually saw something on TikTok where we could promote TikTok for the rest of our days. That it was like the girlies, but anyone could do this. I think I really actually would encourage men to do this. This would be so sweet. They brought 3 of their favorite. Brought 3 of their favorite products and 3 of them, right?
Oh,
so they 9 products all together, 3 different kinds.
Yeah.
And you do like a PowerPoint presentation for all your friends. You're like, this is the Laneige like lip thing that I love. And you do it all the girlies do it. And then at the end, everyone gets to pick 3. And it's like, it works out.
That's so cute.
Yeah. And you just all go home with new products.
I love
and
that.
And it's not really super expensive. Like if you do something small, like a lip oil or something like that. Yeah. I was like, this is brilliant. Like I'm like, science is sciencing, math is mathing. Like people, we are really evolving as humankind.
That we are.
And I think that would be there's so many ways to do it. And I think getting all your loved ones in one room is one great way to do it, like you had said.
I think let's remember the real true meaning of the holidays.
Yeah.
And it is spending time with the people you love.
Yeah.
It's celebrating life together.
Yeah.
It's celebrating the joy of life together. And like that's really what the essence of Christmas or the holidays, whatever you celebrate during this time, is about.
Totally.
And I think that's what we should really make the crux of it, regardless of what we're being sold to in our culture of like just spending money, just shopping, whatever that is. Like the essence of it is your family or your friends or your loved ones. And it is just about coming together and being together.
I completely agree. I love that we can share that. And like, whether you're religious or not, you know, because some of these holidays are religious, you know, and some of them are not. And some of us like completely celebrate the commercialized version of it and some don't. But at the core of it, no matter what, you are trying to just be with your loved ones and spend the time. I do have a question for you, if you don't mind me asking.
Please.
My finance girly, what would you say are some tips as far as like maybe going through your needs through the holiday season of like, if I'm going to allocate funds to certain things, where do you think your top 3 are? And then the things that can kind of go by the wayside.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think gift giving is probably what most people have a problem with budgeting, because I don't think people actually set a budget for it.
Never. Not once. Not once have I. I always have like a marker of like, I try to spend $50 on these 100, you know, whatever, but then you never know.
No, you don't know. And you're going out there, and I would say set an overall budget, not just like a price budget per gift, because you don't like, then you can still keep going up, because you'll be like, oh, I'll do an additional $10 here because it's just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Set a price limit overall, then write out the list of the people you want to give a gift to, and either disperse it evenly or say like, I want to spend more on this person, and do not exceed that budget.
Sure.
Do not go into credit card debt for a holiday.
Oh,
please, people, do not go into debt. And do not believe all the sales that you're being sold to. A lot of times they're just escalating the price and then saying it's a sale, and you feel this pressure or this like, oh, I have to do
urgency.
It now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're trying
consumerism.
to do. Yeah. Yeah. And so I would definitely be smart about the budget, make a list of people that you want to get gifts for. Be creative too. Like think about what else you can do besides just buying a gift, like what we were just talking about. Allow yourself to think outside of the box. Don't just go to the store and see what you like is in front of you and pick that up. Think what else you can do to extend that budget. Yeah. And then if you save any money on that budget, put that away. Yeah. Do it like plan for the new year, and like what are the goals for the new year, and how are you going to set yourself up in the future? Like I feel like it's the same with every finance conversation.
I love it, but it's true. But think about it this way too. Like not only setting yourself up, like that is your best case scenario. You have enough money that you're also able to put it away. Yeah. But let us remind you, as property managers, your rent is still due, baby girl. So is your car payment. So is your credit card payment. You got to remember those things. You have to budget for those first. And then, because honestly, it's way easier to tell your friend, like, hey, I was really strapped this year. Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't get you anything. Yeah. I'd like to get you lunch in the new year, whatever. Or you don't even have to get them something money, like adjacent, as we've said. You got to take care of you and your bills first. And that is one way people don't overextend themselves.
Well, I think it's also remembering, like, set the budget for gift giving, but remember you're going to be doing events too. Yeah. Oof. And that comes with cost as well. So when you're thinking of that budget, it's not just like, oh, I can spend this amount of money, because people tend to spend more money during this time anyway. You might want a new outfit for a holiday party. You might want to bring food. You might want to like travel somewhere for the holidays.
100%.
Don't travel anywhere. It's so
get your nails.
Get your nails done. Get your hair done. Like so many little costs that we don't think of.
And you're
we're
tipping
not
those people too.
And you're tipping people.
Let's talk about that. As a woman, I'm like, I'm tipping I'm getting a gift for my hair girl. I'm getting a gift for my, you know, like eyelash girl.
Even if you're going out to eat during these times, you feel like you should tip more because it's the holidays.
You're in the giving spirit. Yeah. And I don't blame you. And I think you should. I think we should definitely ride that wave to a certain degree.
Totally.
But
if you can, again, do not feel pressured to do something that you can't afford. Do not put yourself in the place where you're like, I'm supposed to do this. People are going to think this if I don't, or whatever that is. It's the longevity of what you would feel after this season's over and you're just in your finances again is going to be much harder to deal with than somebody just thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't give me a gift. Like, no, that's short term. They're going to forget.
They're going to forget completely in 2 days.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, no. You're entirely right. I'm glad that I was like, I need someone else to say this. But then I was like, yeah, me too. But it's true. We need to be cognizant of that and like think of it as a well. We've talked about it. The analogy of like fill it up as much as you can and like don't let it go. And that goes for your emotional, mental, your mental game too. Yeah. You need to really take a check in with yourself, self audit as much as you can. Yeah. Know what you're capable of doing. If you can't do another goddamn Christmas party, don't do it. Don't do it.
And yeah, absolutely. And don't even feel like you have to even overindulge. I think a lot of times during the holidays too, we overindulge on food, on alcohol, on whatever that is. And like, I think you should have a great time, but don't get, again,
if you want to. If you want to. Never feel pressured.
Yeah. And then also don't get to the point, again, where we talk about finances, getting into the new year and you feel like, oh my gosh, like I feel so fat or I feel like this or I feel like disgusting.
Yeah.
Because you took yourself to a place where you don't feel good in the end.
It's also hibernation, baby. If you want to pack on a couple more pounds, pack on a couple more pounds.
That winter coat.
We love it. We love to see you. If your mom is not telling you that you look skinny or no, right? What is it? If your parents tell you you're healthy, then you're actually at a good weight. And my mom the other day was like, "You look so healthy." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Good," because so many parents shame their kids. Yeah, they're like, "You're too thin. You're too thin. You got to put on some weight. Eat something.
Eat something."
And we're your grandma.
Italian homes.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's
in
my
the Asian home.
Your mom's like, "No,
you've done enough."
Yeah.
No kidding, she doesn't.
No, your mom is so good. She cooks for you so much too.
Does, yeah.
But so please let us be your family members, your loved ones, your friends that are saying, take care of yourself, baby girl. Yeah. Take care of that mental game. Take care of that financial game. That spiritual game. If you want to eat more, eat more. If you want to watch movies and be a couch potato because the sun sets at 4:45.
I can't anymore. I'm depressed. I swear to God, I have seasonal depression. I'm like, what the fuck?
She went
it's like
down the barrel.
Is like 4 hours long.
It is. It's upsetting. Ugh. I just love that you went, I'm depressed. Yeah, maybe get your friend a lamp. A lamp.
It won't help. Yeah. I just want summer to come back.
I know. That's how I feel too. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
It's a tough time out here.
It is.
Don't overextend yourself. Trust me. The whole reason we did an episode on this is because we both have felt this way and we know that we're not alone. Yeah. And I think a lot of people just like grin and bear it because it's the holiday season.
Well, I think a lot of people just think, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to spend this money. I'm just going to go to this party. I'm just going to I'm going to be depleted afterwards, but it's just a season. The thing is the repercussions of just doing something, just spending the money, just going and overextending yourself are way longer than December 25th or 100%. January 1st. Like
100%.
Yeah, you're setting standards for yourself, and as we go into the new year and as we're planning our goals or whatever that is, like create those routines now.
Yeah, the habits. Yeah, they're gonna stick. So yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Yes, we love you so much.
You.
What are you grateful for, Ruth?
I am grateful for Christmas music. It makes me very happy. I do love
specifically
Christmas music.
Miss Mariah.
Miss Mariah. And she did a concert and I didn't go.
Oh my God, we were going to go. We got Next year.
We love you, Mariah. I hope you're watching. Oh my God.
That would be amazing.
I would die.
Mariah's like, Femtella, I love them. That would be incredible.
I could die happy at that point.
Honestly, then we've made your goals.
Yes.
And what I'm thankful for. Definitely my family. I would say the fact that we watch the same movies, traditions, I would say traditions I'm very thankful for, and specifically holiday traditions.
I love your family too. I was officially adopted, just so you know.
Yes, she was. Yeah. So
we just got the paperwork drawn up.
Ruth Devereaux Bellissimo. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, and we will see you next week on Femtall.